Okay, hey everybody, it's Mike Collier with Midlife Fitness. I'm here with Larry and Catherine, and just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about their experience. And like dogs happen to be going crazy in the background just as I start this, as usual. So first of all, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys have been working with me for like 5-6 weeks, I think. Have
6 weeks.
have done an amazing job. I can't be happier for you guys' success. I know we're just gonna keep crushing things. So if you want to set your clock.
Yeah, sorry.
Perfect. If you guys just want to talk about kind of like your history and your struggles and what you guys were doing before this.
You lead?
I don't care.
Go.
All right. Yeah, so I guess I've struggled with trying to get healthy for years, it's like since the whole had kids thing. And then I've done different things. I've tried Weight Watchers. I've been successful. I've tried it and I failed. I always felt like I didn't really know what I was doing. Just trying to like do the next thing. Like, oh, maybe I should try this or maybe I should try this. And there was no like understanding of what I was doing when I was doing Weight Watchers. I was just counting points and I didn't know what anything meant. And I didn't know why certain things were good and certain things were bad when you would hear other people talk about like, oh, that's good for you. But then in Weight Watchers, it was bad for you. And
Right.
So I was always just trying to figure out what was good and how to be successful. And it was not working. And I think I got to a point where I just kind of like gave up because I couldn't figure it out.
Yep. It's frustrating.
So it was frustrating, very frustrating. And I think because I didn't know what was good or how to succeed, I just, like I said, I gave up and I just let it go. Like I couldn't figure it out. So there it was.
Yeah.
We had tried Whole30. That wasn't wonderful for
No.
I didn't have any success losing weight on it. And I had a lot of frustrations of not finding food that was easy to make and just trying to fit it into our life as a family and trying to find stuff that the kids would eat and try to find stuff that we could eat at the last minute because we were heading to sports practices or trying to do this. And I think I got to the point where I couldn't handle the amount of prep time that kind of a program took.
Right. Yeah.
With our lifestyle.
Yeah. And before, like, people think we're just going to bash on programs. That's not what we're doing. So there's a lot of programs out there and people find success with them and they're great. The bottom line is whatever program or diet or meal plan you're doing, you've got to make sure that it fits into your lifestyle. And if it doesn't fit your lifestyle, it's not going to be successful. So,
right. And I think that was something like Larry was on board for and he found a lot of success for it, but because I wasn't on board, it didn't work for me.
And you're different people.
Yeah.
You're not the same person. Absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In this all started, like you said, probably 6 weeks ago or so. And Kathy had saw something on Facebook that the program that you're doing.
Right.
And she had actually had interest in it. And, so I said, if you're serious, let's reach out and do it.
Yeah.
And I know with you, you're kind of particular about what kind of clients you took on and that we could be committed. And I'll be honest, I was skeptical that we could both do this together and still, live in the same house.
Right. Right.
But once we got going, and it was like, and like I said, I did it more or less to support her because she'd been so frustrated with everything else. And I could see that spark in her eye, like she wanted to do something, but it was so hard to find something that matched our lifestyle.
Right.
And so we started it almost instantaneously. We saw results, and not just on the scale, but just the way it took our already chaotic life and kind of paired us and brought us together, and we're on the same goal track together.
Love it.
And so just to see that change in attitude, change in stress, change in diet, and it was, I'm not going to sit here and say it was easy because we still there's a lot of learning to do together. So It's like that article I sent you the other day about
Yeah.
they emphasize the biggest thing is to have a partner or somebody to help you accountable and or keep you accountable.
Yeah.
And I think that's just it, all kidding about getting along with your wife, but it has been fun. It has been kind of life changing. Like I said, not just on the scale, the digits on the scale, but just the way we're eating, and we're in agreement of what we're going to have for dinner. Like last night, we got the girls pizza. They were out at Bittersweet skiing, and we got them junk food. We came back and we had probably one of the best meals we had in a long time, and it was a flank steak. So.
Yeah. Awesome.
But just that, doing everything together and holding each other accountable and having something else to concentrate on other than how we're getting the kids to these sports, how we're going to prep dinner, what time we're going to eat it. We're going to have some challenges coming up ahead with sports schedules and work schedules and stuff. But, I think once we get it down, it's going to be that much easier to adapt to. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think one of the easiest things, like the best thing about this program for us, is that it's like planned at the beginning. Like I didn't have to think at all about what I was going to eat. I didn't have to think about breakfast. I didn't have to think about lunch. I didn't have to think about dinner. It was all written out for both of us. Yeah. And I just did it. Yeah. And the brainlessness of not having to make those decisions just made it that much easier for me.
Yeah, especially you guys. I mean, you both work full-time jobs. You have families. You have other things going on. It's just one less thing that you have to worry about.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, and you guys have done awesome. And you both, I know when Catherine started, like she was already like mad at Larry because guys typically tend to lose weight faster than women. So that was kind of feeding into her competition and just being competitive by nature. But it's crazy that you guys are like losing the exact same amount of weight in the same time. And you guys are both down like 12, 13 pounds in the last 6 weeks, which is perfect. That is a really good, like moderate weight loss. And most importantly, because people will make like extreme weight changes a lot of times. And it's not uncommon for people to drop, like 20, 30 pounds in a short amount of time. But usually the faster you do it, the least amount is going to stay. You're not going to have it for as long. And when you stop doing whatever that extreme change that you made, like it's going to come right back. So that like the route that you guys are on, the gradual weight loss and everything, that's something that you're going to be able to maintain and you're going to be able to keep and adopt in your daily life. And that's the whole goal of this thing. It's not just you guys are with me for, 16 weeks, whatever. And then when you're done, you just go right back to what you're doing, and I know I feel very confident you guys that's not what's going to happen. I think this is something that you guys are going to adopt and this is your lifestyle now. So, and what's cool to me, and Larry touched on a little bit, but you guys have girls. So just, and I hear it a lot with the people that I work with is that, you're setting a good example for them. They see you guys working together. They see you guys united in this thing, tackling this problem, this thing together and making progress and having fun at it. And, they see that, and that's their view of how life should be, when they get, older, when they have their own families, they have their own houses, you guys are setting a great example for them. And a lot of people don't think about that a lot of times. They just think about themselves, which I get it, but, or on the flip side, but they feel selfish. A lot of times like parents feel selfish because they're so used to doing everything for everyone else. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this thing for me because it's just for me, and I'm supposed to be doing everything up for everyone else. But what you don't focus on is that by doing this for yourself and improving, you're actually, you're improving yourself for your whole family, not just you. You're putting yourself in a better position where you're going to be more engaged with them. You'll be able to show up for them more and be around a lot longer for them, and have a better quality of life. And you guys are doing an amazing job at that. You really are.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And I think we've dragged them in without them even realizing, like the dinners we make are for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. You're not making like 3 different dinners at the dinner table.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And that was something, we talked about right at the beginning is like, I'm not making 3 meals.
Right.
Like, this is for all of us.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it works.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it just, this is the family meal, and it's been so helpful. And I think, it teaches us how to eat, but it also teaches them how to eat. But you've given us these great tools to know how to live a healthy life. And that's
Right.
what's so changing.
Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome. And how are you guys feeling? Like energy wise, body wise, how are you feeling?
Yeah, and I kind of alluded to that earlier in our previous discussion was, it's not really the digits on the scale.
Right.
Although those are nice.
Those are nice. It's nice to have that instant gratification like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
But just the way you feel, just the way clothes fit, just the way, just how everything's coming together. You kind of wake up and you feel more energetic, and and really that's all comes down to just a better diet, better lifestyle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
believing nobody has been more relieved than I with seeing her successes in sequence with mine. And it's been kind of fun to see that excitement.
Absolutely.
In our day-to-day interaction, like when she jumps on the scale every few days or whatever, and just to see that whole just demeanor that, instead of feeling kind of sluggish and I don't feel like doing this, it's totally 180 from where we were probably 6-8 weeks ago.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah. And even just like the ease of the exercises, like I can feel how much stronger I'm getting because I can do them.
Yeah. And it doesn't
I
take
couldn't
that.
6 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
And it doesn't take that long. Like typically like
No.
a couple of weeks and you're already feeling a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you have any like last piece of advice that you could give anybody? So I appreciate you guys doing this because, like we said before we started this is I wanted to do this. And I know if people get kind of uncomfortable to do Zoom and all that stuff, because, people are going to see it, but you guys are, you're an inspiration, whether you realize it or not. There's a lot of people that are inspired by seeing this, especially couples working together. And if anything, if you can inspire one person or a couple to get themselves in better shape or do something to promote like better health, then it's totally worth it. Absolutely.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just, it's hard to explain, but you just have to want to do it. It has to be a very deliberate and intentional act. And,
Right.
But like I said earlier, find if not your spouse, and find a buddy. I mean, I saw the names of people on our network, on the Midlife Fitness Network.
Yeah.
And most of them wouldn't believe Kathy when she says she's shy and introverted. So
include me. Yeah.
Most everybody knows Kathy, but if not your spouse, and find a buddy, find somebody within this network, or even, lean on you a little bit more to just help keep each other accountable, and just one day at a time.
Yeah.
And then in retrospect, you'd be looking at, hey, I've lost 2 pounds per week for the last 6 weeks. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And just to think about that, and just to look at, well, in another 6 weeks, here's where I'll be. And you touched on the SMART goals this morning, and that's just it. I mean, be realistic about it, and don't set yourself up for failure. Just set these small intervals and hit those every time. And, and that just does nothing but help encourage you and support you and your friends and your accountability partners and spouse.
Absolutely.
And so,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think having that partner has been huge. Like you said at the beginning, I was actually pretty hesitant about doing this together,
Right.
because I thought it would turn into a not as pretty competition.
Yeah.
And it's been a huge support, like to have somebody doing the same meals as me, doing the same plan, seeing the same success. But like even I said, there are days, we're human. I don't feel like working out.
Right.
But because he's like, oh, I'm going to go work out, I'm like, I will too. I'll go be good too, you know. And I think because we've been given those tools and we're seeing the success, those days of not wanting to work out are far fewer than they were before.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're reasonable. Those workouts are so reasonable that it's manageable to do, even with a busy life.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I will let you go. I so much appreciate you guys doing this. I'm so happy for your success. I'm excited about, where else we're going to be going. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah, likewise. And we're looking forward to seeing the successes from others on the Facebook page and what
Absolutely.
you keep posting. And that's just so what you keep posting keeps us motivated because we see other people's successes. And so, again, that's important to have this network. So,
yeah.
And your support has been amazing through this whole thing.
Oh, well, thanks.
Like having you as our third party in this has been so great.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks. Have a good morning and we will talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks.
All right,
Bye.
bye.